It's a great opportunity. We are going to learn everything about e-commerce and how to use the social media for business purposes and for advertising. It's a great opportunity. We're going to speak to Manu. Could you please introduce yourself and what do you do for business?
Sure. So first of all, thank you, Nour, for having me. My name is Manu Guiragossian. I'm the founder of Guiragossian Media. So Guiragossian Media is a marketing agency where we help e-commerce businesses to generate more leads, do more sales, utilizing the power of Facebook advertising and content in general on social media. And we just launched the 8 weeks content and personal branding program where we will teach people about how to build their personal brands through content on social media and generate positive mentions about them, to build connections with experts in their industries and have an effective content production and distribution system. I'm also the host of the Perspective podcast, where I interview young and successful entrepreneurs such as multi-million-dollar business owners, best-selling authors, and people who work with world-class athletes and celebrities. So yeah, that's about me.
Yeah, that's more than awesome. And let's say, what are the difficulties you have faced to establish your business?
Yeah, so basically, I started my marketing career in 2017, and I went to one of the companies here in Armenia where I live and started working there as an intern for free for 6 months just to learn marketing, because I didn't have any idea of what marketing is or what's going on in the market. And after spending 6 months there, I started like working there, and they promoted me. And in a matter of 2 years, I excelled to become the head of marketing and lead a team of 10 people and more in their company. And then I decided to quit and start my marketing agency. So basically the difficulty I faced first when I started like working for myself was that I was great at marketing, but I didn't know how to run a business, because that's different. It's different when you work in a company and you are just responsible of the marketing aspects of the business. But when you are working for yourself, you have to be responsible for the marketing, for the sales, for the team, and everything else, like starting from the little things to the biggest things in the company. So you are responsible for everything. And being a good marketer doesn't mean like being a good business manager or business owner. Yeah, so that was my difficulty. But during the time, during the experience, I learned, like, I had more experience on how to run the business, how to get more clients, generate more leads through content. And yeah, so I would say that's the difficulty, like most of people face when they quit their jobs, because they think that it would be easy. They would work for a few hours and earn a lot of money, and that's wrong. If you are working for someone else for 8 hours, and if you quit, you are willing to work for yourself, and you want to succeed, you have to work minimum 10 hours, 12 hours a day in the beginning, so you can like build these systems, build the processes, build the team, and everything for yourself.
That's amazing. And what do you see the benefits of being your own boss now?
Yeah, so there are a lot of benefits. You will have more flexibility on doing what you want to do. So you are doing something for yourself. So in the beginning, you might not earn as much money as you were earning in other companies. Again, that depends on your job. But in the beginning, some people, like, if they have like high salaries in other companies and they quit, they might not earn that much in their personal, like, in their company or in their personal job. But in the future, you will be earning more than maybe 10x more and 20x more than what you used to earn in that company. But it requires some time. So it's not like from the first day. You have to sacrifice a lot. But the important thing that here you are sacrificing for yourself and not for others. So yeah, there are many other advantages, like building a network of people, having more relationships, having more flexibility in terms of finance, in terms of time. So if you are willing to take a break or take a vacation or anything else, you have more flexibility. But by flexibility, I don't mean like you can have vacations whenever you want, because that would hurt your business. So yeah, there are many, like, it's not for everyone. It's hard because it requires a lot of effort, time, and like responsibility. But if you love that, you will enjoy the process because you are building something for yourself.
Yeah, it's okay. So my other question is, when did you exactly realize that you want to start your own business?
Yeah, so basically for me, starting a business was a dream for me since my childhood because I wasn't born with much. Like we were, I was born in a middle class family, so we weren't like rich or very poor. So I was in a middle class family. But starting my business was a dream for me, like to have something for me because I saw how my parents work hard to like earn money and help us to go like to school or and this stuff. So like as we didn't have too much money at that time, like earning money was something that I used to think about, to see it, to learn it. That's why I think that affected me, like the circumstance I was born in, like helped me to become type of a person that who's willing to do something, to grow something. And you know, since my childhood, I used to sell stuff in school to the kids. I used to do some type of businesses when I was a kid. So I think it was in me from the day, like it was in my DNA. So when I grew up, even though when I went to work for free for some of the companies here in Armenia just to learn marketing, but from the beginning, I knew that I want to start my business and that was my end goal. So yeah, I think it's something that I was not born with, but it was with me since my childhood because depending on the circumstances I was born in.
How much does the usual school education affect your job now?
You know, I'm not against school education. It's something good if you can afford it, but it's not necessary. For me, it didn't help me with anything. You know, but there's something else as well. I'm not type of the student that I used to study. Like maybe if I used to study some in the school, it would help. It would have helped me. But I'm not that type of school, that type of students. For me, it didn't help me with anything. But maybe it's the right option for other people because, for example, for me, I used to love marketing a lot, and I used to hold myself accountable to learn, to dive deeper into the stuff, to test, to analyze. But if you are not that type of person who holds himself like accountable, maybe school is the right option for you because they give you more responsibilities, they hold you accountable to accomplish your tasks and this stuff. But I think it's something not necessary, especially if you can't afford it. You don't have to go to school. You don't have to do debt just to go to school. I'm against that. I like school if you can afford it, and I believe that all kids should have the chance to have the education in a school. But maybe after when they become 18 or 16, they should have the chance to choose if it's the right option for them or not.
You mentioned holding yourself accountable, so you educated yourself. How did you do
Yes.
that?
You can do that in a lot of different ways. The most important thing is the mindset. Is that you have to be willing to do that. Once you can find millions of ways to do that if you are willing to do it. Many people like make excuses. They say, I don't have money to learn, I don't have time, and I don't believe in all of this because I was in a place where I didn't have money, I didn't have anything, and I was able to do that, especially in an age where like everything is free on the internet. You can just go to Google and search for something and read about it. There are millions of free blog posts where you can learn. There are millions of YouTube videos where you can watch and learn. There are millions of, I don't know, free webinars, books, PDFs you can download and just learn. There are, if you have some money, you can like invest a little bit to buy a course, to buy a book, to buy, and you can just go on social media. I used to do this when I didn't have money. I used to go on social media and find some successful people and just DM them, ask them a question. Hello, I'm Manu, for example. I'm willing to learn marketing. I saw your account and I was interested in what you are doing. Can you give me a little bit of advice on what direction should I follow? What should I do? Can you mentor me? There are millions of ways. You just need to be willing to do it. And I don't believe in any of the excuses people do. You don't have time. If you check their time, like if you evaluate their schedules, 90% of their time are invested on Netflix, on watching TV, on hanging out with their friends, on speaking on the phone with their friends, on chatting with their friends about their boyfriends, their girlfriends, about, I don't know, what's happening on social media. This celebrity did that celebrity did this, and they are spending all their time on this stuff. And then they make excuses like, I don't have time, and etc. If you are willing to do it, it's all about priorities. We all have limited time in the day. We all have this 24 hours. You have to sleep. Sleep is important. I'm not saying to anyone like don't sleep. I sleep, for example, 8 hours a day, which is the best type of sleep that someone can have, which is 8 hours. You can sleep 8 hours a day, and the rest of your time you can invest it on something meaningful. It's all about priorities. Like there are, I don't know, let's compare us. For example, if you are a student and there's someone who has 20 businesses, you both have the same amount of time. How the other one is managing to, like, arranging time to manage 20 businesses, and you just have to study your lessons, and you have all this time, like spare time, and you are not managing to learn something else. So it's not about how much weight you carry, it's about how you carry it.
Yeah, that's so inspiring. So my other point is you spoke about content. What are the qualities of this content you are using?
Yeah, so content, I believe that everyone should start producing content, whether you are a student, whether you are an expert, whether you are an investor, whether you are a business owner, everyone should start producing content for different reasons. For example, if you are a student, you have to produce content to build your network, to land your dream job, to, I don't know, have more friends, have more valuable relationships. And you have to provide value through content. Now in 2020, we all produce content, but that doesn't mean that we are producing the right type of content. Even if you are taking a selfie and posting it on Instagram, that's a piece of content you are producing, but it doesn't mean that it's the right type of content. I believe that everyone should provide value. And by value, what I mean, like if you are a student, for example, and your goal, it depends on your goals. For example, I'm a student and my goal is to land a job in some of the companies in the marketing department. So I have to go on social media and follow all the decision makers in different companies. And I start seeing their posts on social media, and I start engaging with them. I'm providing value with them. For example, someone shared a marketing team. I can enter and write my opinion about it. I can enter and add my 2 cents on it. And I will build a relationship with them this way. Then I can follow them, DM them. I ask them if they have any opportunities. If not, I can just stay as a normal friend with them. You don't always have to get something from that. So people like think if I talk with someone, I should get something from him. No, you can just build a relationship with them and build your network. You don't have always to get benefit of each person you talk with. For example, for experts, if you are willing to land more clients, you should produce content to prove your expertise to the market, to make the world like know you. For example, if no one knows you, how they can trust you to pay you to do their marketing? You have to produce content to show them that you really know something about marketing. When you produce content, for example, how to content, especially, they see that you really know something. Then people will start commenting and you will reach more people. You will have positive mentions. For example, someone would enter and say, Nour's tips was so interesting and it was so effective for my company. And the other person would see that and will be motivated to DM you, for example, to work with you. So yeah, I believe it's important for different people, for everyone, and for different purposes. But content is one of the most important things for people, personal brands, and companies as well.
Yeah, that's so good. How do you generate your customers and the clients?
Basically, I'm more focused like on getting inbound leads. So I produce too much content. I have my podcast, I have my LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. I produce content everywhere. And there's this misconception where people like produce content, and when they don't get too much engagement on it, for example, they get just 10 likes, 20 likes, they get like upset and stop producing content. That's wrong. You might get 20 likes, and one of these 20 people would become your customer and pay you, for example, $5,000 monthly. So you succeeded already. So the key is not in the likes or in the views, or the reach is good. You have to reach as many people as you can, and that's effective and that's important. But don't focus on that. Focus on the quality and focus on your goals. For example, I have posts where my goal is to reach more people. So in that specific post, I focus on the reach. I focus on the likes, on the comments, on the shares to get more reach. But I have other type of posts where I just want to get clients. I'll sell something. So that post would be about my offer, my packages. I don't focus on likes. Even though if I get one like and that one like became my customer, I already succeed. I don't want millions of likes. I don't want millions of shares. So just produce content on all social media platforms if you afford to. If not, focus on some platforms first, then you can scale and grow. So basically that's where I get most of my clients. I produce content. I have like proven content system, and that's what we teach in our program. We have the 8 weeks program that I mentioned about. So if you are a student, if you are an expert business owner, we teach you how to build your content machine, content system, so you can produce an effective content and distribute it to get more clients, to land your dream job, and saving too much time. Like we have proven systems where you do it like without spending too much time and in a professional way, so you can see some effects. I also focus a little bit on the outreach method, which is the outbound method. I DM some people. I ask them if they would like need some marketing services, but that's something I don't focus a lot on it, because there's the market is already saturated. Like many people are doing that. So what makes me different from others is my content. That's why I focus too much on my content.
What are the main principles? Sorry. What are the main principles of your program?
Yeah, so our program is 8 weeks program. It's 56 days of intensive trainings. And it's interesting that we don't require anything from you except commitment. We give you everything you need, starting from the formulas, the scripts, sheets, checklists. What else do you need? Like we provide you roadmaps, guides, everything else, everything. We just need your commitment. We give you the clear road and you just have to walk. We give you everything you need and you just have to execute to see the results. And it's interesting, like we start with the goals, content, and targeting. So we understand what are your goals, first of all. And one of the most interesting things about our program is that it's not pre-recorded course and it's not pre-recorded video. So we customize it for everyone, because there are a lot of courses in the market. It's pre-recorded video and it doesn't fit everyone. So it doesn't mean that if you buy it, it will be good for you. That's why we did it in other way. Like we had the principles and systems, but we customize it for each one. For example, if you are a student, we customize it for you. If you are an expert, again, we customize it. So we start with the goals, content, and targeting to identify what are your goals, what content you should build, and who is your target market. Because, you know, in order to achieve your goals, you need someone to help you to achieve them. And so you need to have a targeting. And how these people are going to help you to achieve them, which is to sell them something. So you have to identify your offer. What are you going to offer them? So we start with that. Then we have some video sequences. We train you on how to do videos. For example, there are 3 types of videos you can do. One of them is about your story, so you grab people's attention. The other one is about how videos where you prove your expertise in the market so they trust you, and the other one is about your offer where you can sell them something. So we have all these systems, methods to generate positive mentions about you, how you can build communications and relationships with experts in your industry, because especially in business, like your network is your network. So we teach you all this stuff. You just have to execute, and the results are I mean, we have tested this ourselves, and I have been doing this for over 4 years. And like in this specific program, I teach you everything I have learned before.
How do you use Facebook advertising?
So Facebook advertising is one of my most favorite tools. It depends on why are you using it. For example, if you are selling a product, for example, I use it a lot for my e-commerce projects that I work with. If you are selling a product, it's interesting that it has many like targeting options. You can do many micro targeting options. You can target people based on their interests, behaviors, I don't know, activities, if they engage with people, if they are like friends of your people who liked your page. So they have millions of thousands of like different targeting options, which is so interesting. I haven't seen like any other platform that have the same type of targeting. You can also upload your lists. For example, if you have a customer list, you can upload it to Facebook and create lookalike audiences. So Facebook can find people who are similar to your customer, which means they are more likely to buy from you. So it's also affordable. So you don't need to invest too much money from the first day. It gives you the ability to have a cash flow, for example, because it gives you quick results. For example, if you spend $1 today, you might have tomorrow like getting $2 back, and you can reinvest it and scale. So yeah, that's for, I don't know if you are selling something. If you are not selling something, for example, we use it to build brand awareness as well. For example, you are a personal brand and you have some videos talking about, I don't know, your expertise. You can just boost them and make more people see it. You can amplify that content, and doing that you will receive more comments, like positive comments about you, positive reviews, and then you can screenshot those comments and use it as a positive mentions, for example, on your page, or to get awareness on your LinkedIn. So yeah, Facebook is one of my favorite tools in terms of paid advertising. If you are willing to go with organic, I recommend LinkedIn because it has higher organic reach.
Could you explain more about LinkedIn?
Yeah. So basically, LinkedIn was the platform where I started like to have like to get more awareness and build my name, because it has high organic reach. You know, LinkedIn is interesting. So LinkedIn now is doing what Facebook did in 2012. For example, if someone likes your post, their friend will start seeing it as well. The same way did Facebook before. Now it's not doing, it's not working the same way, but before it was like that. It has very high organic reach. For example, if I comment on your post, my connections would see it and they will start commenting and liking it as well. And it will start getting like awareness, and the organic reach is so high. For example, if you do a post on Facebook and on LinkedIn at the same time, and you have no likes on each of them, you don't have no engagement on neither of them, you will on LinkedIn you will start like getting some reach organically from hashtags, from, I don't know, your connections. You will have like 200 300 people saw at least your post. Then if they don't engage with it, LinkedIn would kill it. But Facebook is not like that. If you post something and you don't engage, you don't get any engagements, they would kill it faster. They wouldn't like boost it a little bit. LinkedIn gives you more chance, like they boost it a little bit so they see if people would engage with it or not.
Okay. What about YouTube?
And
sorry.
YouTube, yeah. And so I was mentioning that the quality of the traffic on LinkedIn is higher as well than Facebook, because it's a community of professional network, and so you might get a like more quality traffic from there.
Yeah. What about YouTube?
So for YouTube, yeah, YouTube is interesting as well because it's the second largest search engine after Google. So YouTube is interesting because once you post a video, and if it does well, like if you get some traffic and engagement on it, YouTube will start boosting it for years and years. Like even after 3 years, 4 years, you will still be getting traffic on it, and organically, because it's a search engine where people search on something, they might come across your content. And when you get more engagement on it, more watch time, YouTube will start suggesting it to more people. So that's interesting about YouTube. If you have an evergreen content, you can just put it there, and over the year you will still keep getting traffic without doing anything. You just have to produce the content and they will take care of the distribution.
Great. You mentioned the distribution systems. What are these?
Yeah, so you know, one of the interesting things that we found out is that when people post something and they don't get engagement on it, they think that their content is not good enough. But sometimes that's not the case. The problem is that you didn't distribute your content properly, which means no one saw it to engage with it. Imagine having the best product in the world, but no one knows about it to buy it. So it won't work. The same way, content works the same way. When it comes to content, it works the same way. When you produce your content, you have to distribute it properly to be able to get it in front of more people. For example, you can shoot a video and take a 1 minute and post it on YouTube, for example. And let's say 100 people will see it on YouTube. But if you cut some parts of it, interesting parts of it, and create a teaser for a video and post it on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, so you will get another 100 people, let's say, coming from those sources to YouTube and watch it. Then YouTube will start boosting it, and you will get another 100 people seeing it. So you distributed it the right way. It means you had a distribution system. And why we call it a system? Because distribution, for the sake of distribution, is wrong. You have to know what's the native language for each platform. So for example, if you are on Facebook, you can like say in your video, hey Facebook, just enter and watch my video. If you are on LinkedIn, you can say, hey LinkedIn, you can customize it. For example, if you are on Instagram, you might say the link is in my bio, but if you are on Facebook, you might add the link in the description. For example, if you are on Facebook, you can't share 1 hour videos because no one would watch them. It's better to share like few minutes videos, for example, 1 minute, 2 minutes. But if you are on YouTube, 1 minute video wouldn't make sense. You might share longer videos. So the distribution system is important to have a pillar piece of content, and then you will repurpose it into micro pieces, but you have to make them native to each platform and distribute it properly. For example, in the right times, using the right technical like hacks, using, I don't know, the right types of engagements. You might have call to actions, the right type of call to actions, and all these things like are included in the systems.
What other systems do you teach?
So basically that's we teach people to do it properly, to do it right way. For example, what type of content works on each platform, how you can like get more reach on each platform, what you should post and what you shouldn't on each platform. For example, you can't post for let's say long texts on Twitter. You have to post shorter text because that's what works on Twitter. So we teach them how they can repurpose their main piece of content into shorter pieces of content. And one thing that we teach people that no one else teach people is that for example, you have 10 published posts on social media. If your content is good enough, you would maybe have like 1 or 2 of them that are well performing. That's normal because you wouldn't have all your pieces like doing so well. So people like post those pieces of content on social media, and they get good engagement, good traffic, then they forget about it. And social media, like most of social media channels, would kill your content after a week or 10 days, or I don't know, maximum a month. For example, let's say you posted something on Facebook, they would see it for a week, maybe for a few days, then no one would see it. So we teach them how to keep driving traffic to their old pieces of content, which is so interesting because you already have something which is working so well. Why would you kill it and go and start building something from zero? No, we teach them how to repurpose these pieces of content, how to keep driving traffic to them so they wouldn't kill it. So you will have like business assets, let's say. You will have assets, which are your pieces of content, which will be like, let's say, your top of funnel, I don't know, pieces of content, which will keep continuously in an automated way, drive your traffic. And then they will see your other sequences, like they will see your other pieces of content, and you will keep getting traffic organically and in an automated way without doing anything, and you will keep doing sales like automatically. And at the same time, you would have more time to keep producing more pieces of content, testing new things, and you will have those systems that are already working and getting you traffic and people to your pages.
How would you assess the business environment in Armenia?
Yeah, so it's growing here, like it's so active here, especially in the IT industry, is growing so fast in Armenia. There are too many opportunities. Like each year we are noticing that it's getting better. So I don't have like much activity here in Armenia because most of my clients are from Europe and USA and Canada, Australia, and these countries. But you know, the environment here is so interesting. Like it's growing, and there are too many companies, and the IT sector is growing rapidly. So we have a huge ecosystem of startups, successful companies. Pixart is Armenian, for example. Yeah, so it's really like motivating to work here in Armenia because the ecosystem is like motivational, and they provide you with all the required resources to like start something. They are flexible, so the rules are flexible. The taxes are not so high comparing it with other companies, with other countries. So yeah, I think it's a great place to start a business.
What else would you like to say today?
So what I would like to say is that again, no matter who you are, what you do, if you are willing to start something for yourself, don't wait. Just start today, because it requires time and you have to build something from the beginning. So if you are even just still going to school, start doing something. Start building your base, because it takes 4 years, 5 years. So when you graduate and you are ready to work, or you're ready to start your own business, you will already have the base and you will be ready to start. So yeah, I would just, so I always say, like, just start, do something. Even though you fail, if you fail, it's okay, you will learn from it. Just start doing it and see how it will go, because actions are more important than planning. Planning is important, so you know what you should do, but actions are the key. If you plan like 4 years and don't take an action, it wouldn't like give you any benefit. So you have to start and take an action now.
Yeah, it has been more than amazing talking to you, Manu, today. I really appreciate your great input.
Thank you. It was my pleasure to be with you on the show.